So let's talk about that boxing. Now that you taking it back serious. How far you trying to get into this? How deep?
Well, I'm fighting for a UBO light heavyweight championship July 3rd.
Okay.
So that's gonna solidify my spot because I didn't want a few golden gloves and fought Olympic trials and all that, but this fight here is gonna separate me.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get ready to show my talent that I'm fighting a real championship fight, and I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna show everybody that I am who they say I am.
On the real. I heard a lot of good stuff about you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, if he sit down and do this interview with me, that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you start doing it, do you plan on like buying any property, anything in Chicago?
Yeah, right now, every check I get through boxing, everything that I get as far as publicity, I'm bringing it back to Inglewood, my neighborhood. That's why I'm fighting for.
Okay.
Because I didn't, and God blessed me to see that I didn't make money before. When I was an amateur, I didn't have more money than people fighting for world titles.
Right.
If you talk to any boxing promoter, I didn't need them. I had Hellcats and jury, and I wasn't even professional yet. But God let me see that I had that kind of money early, and I'm not fighting for the money. I'm fighting for my people now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jeff Mason.
Yeah.
Tell me about Jeff.
He was my first two amateur fights. That was my coach.
Okay.
That was my first coach.
What has his life been? How has his life impacted you?
Jeff, we come from the same cloth. He was a personal fighter. And him growing up in the projects, I'm 47. I can relate to him. And boxing is not only just skill; you have the right frame of mind.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So just talking to him when I first started boxing, he gave me a lot of insight and outlook on life to try to push me forward to navigate through the streets and in the boxing world.
Okay.
But I got a new coach now. I have the same coach I had for right after. I only did 2 fights with Jeff, and after Jeff, my coach Big Dog picked me up. And
Okay.
I thank God for him. He saved my life actually.
How so?
Because after Jeff, like the shootout happened, and I was like suffering PTSD. I walk around with just lost my mind for a couple of years.
Exactly.
Got guns on me. I ain't training. I'm out on the block, and so I was working out at my high school, my old high school, Harper. I graduated. Actually, I didn't graduate, but I was out of school. And they were like, you could just come up here and work out, just try to stay off the street. Because I was I ain't gonna say a baby terrorist, but I wasn't being constructive with my time out there on the streets. So they used to let me come into school after all the kids leave and work out. You know what I mean? And my coach Big Dog, he seen me, and I was just like shadow boxing in the pads or whatever in school. He like, hey man, if you let me train you, I can make you a champion. So I'm like, man, I ain't fucking with that nigga. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get you.
I ain't mess with dude. Like, he tripping. But literally, like, he used to come to my house, knock on my door, and sit on my steps until I come outside. Like, man, if you let me train you, you can be a champion. So I said, hey man, I don't know if you gay or not. I ain't with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He like, no, you got a talent. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna give you 5 months to train me. And if this just don't work, I'm back on the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? And I trained with him for 5 months. And to fight in the Golden Gloves, you need 10 fights to fight in an open division, right? I only had 2 fights. So he lied in my boxing book and said I had 12 fights. And I knocked everybody out all the way to the Nationals in the Golden Glove tournament. Yeah.
You lost your mind. You went crazy.
Yeah, I went crazy.
You went crazy. So what the state of boxing today, how do you feel about that? Do you think it's better than, obviously the money and the worldwide publicity of it, you know what I'm saying? It generate more money, revenue obviously, but do you feel like it's in good hands now, or
You know, boxing always been a dirty game
Right.
as far as the business side.
Mm-hmm.
I think it can be better,
Okay.
but not due to the fighter, just due to the fans. Because just to keep it real, and a lot of people may not agree with me on this, but it's hard being a black fighter
Okay.
because if you look at it, black folks don't buy tickets.
Okay.
To if you was a rapper,
Mm.
if you rapping, who gonna be in your crowd? White folks,
Exactly.
right?
Mm.
But with boxing, it's slightly different because we don't have a country.
Okay.
If you box and you represent the country, like if you see a Mexican fighter,
Mm.
he's supported by Mexico and every Mexican.
Okay.
And if you look at any other fighter, any other race, they have a whole country. So the black fighter don't have a country because America don't want you and Africa don't like you.
Exactly.
So who gonna buy your tickets, Grandma?
Yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah. I get you.
You know, so I think that we can do better.
I never looked at it like that.
Yeah. If you,
I like how you just broke that down. I
Yeah.
never really looked at it like or paid attention to it like that. That's deep. So obviously, you know what I'm saying, you learning the educational part of it. So you do your
Yeah.
research and you just not going in there, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
head straight, you know, head first.
No.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, I know what I'm dealing with. So, you know, boxing can be better in that aspect that, you know, part supporting fighters. You know what I mean? That's why when I be doing interviews or whatever, I'll tell them, like, you know, I represent Inglewood. I'm Inglewoodian.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's my country.
I feel you.
That's who I fight for because what you gonna do?
Exactly.
America not gonna come out and support you?
Well, I'm glad I ain't gonna see you on Athletes Gone Broke. You know?
No.
I'm glad to hear that.
No.